Hi, this is Donna Druchunas, and in this video I'm going to talk about the math of a Pi Shawl a little bit. And this is a little diagram of how a Pi Shawl works, where you have these concentric circles, and each of these lines on the diagram represents a point where I'm going to go yarn over, knit one all the way around. It's of course only showing half of the Pi Shawl, and typically you start here and you work out. So you'll work so many rounds, then double the number of stitches, yarn over, knit one, then work so many rounds and double the number of stitches. That's for a whole Pi Shawl worked in the round. But you can do the same thing for a half Pi Shawl where you're working back and forth. You can still double the number of stitches. Typically you'll have some border stitches, like 3 stitches of garter stitch and then a marker, then this stuff for the shawl. So you have some kind of edge on your shawl. And if you start from the center, you're working, this is the neck, and you'll be working towards the bottom of it. Of course, my diagram's upside down because that's the way I laid it. But you'll start here, you'll work a couple rounds, double the number of stitches, or approximately, because you have to center your patterns when you're working back and forth. So you might find that it's in the pattern not quite double, it's off 2 or 3 stitches. That's to make the pattern fit. And then you knit so many rounds, and then you double it, and so many rounds, and double it, and so forth. Now on a couple of designs, on one particular, my Tuna Nook half Pi Shawl, I started out here because I had a border that I liked, a scalloped border. I started out here and working this way. So you're going to work a whole bunch of rows on the same number of stitches when you start that shawl, which is 580 something. So there's a lot of knitting in that first section. And then boom, you have half the number of stitches left. You do fewer rows, it's rows because it's back and forth. And then boom, boom, here I have just a mesh stitch. So when it looks like you're, only got one section done, you're well over halfway done with the whole shawl. In fact, you might be 3/4 done. I didn't figure out how many stitches are in each section. Sometimes people in my knit-alongs figure that out and post it in the Ravelry group. But so you're going to go from here to here, and then you're going to have something like knit 2 together all the way around. Or maybe there'll be a knit 1, knit 2 together to the last couple of stitches, knit 1 or knit 2, because I want it to have a little bit of a different number. Or sometimes you'll knit 2 together all the way across, and on the next row you have another knit 2 together because I need to have 1 stitch less than half to fit the repeat in. It's all about fitting the pattern in. That's why it's not exactly half if you are working back and forth in a flat pattern. But it's going to get faster, faster, faster. So this part's going to take forever working inwards, and then boom, you're done. When you're working this way, you go, oh wow, this is going really fast, and then blue, takes forever to do the last section. So that's one reason I enjoy doing things that work from more stitches to fewer stitches, because it just gets faster and faster. But that's the basic math of the Pi Shawl and how it works from the outside in for a half Pi Shawl. And then we have, a few garter stitches on the edge, beginning and end of each row, which would be like where these lines are. And when you get to the end, you just have a few stitches left, and you can join them. I use 3-needle bind off, or you can graft them, or use Russian grafting or Kitchener stitch, and you just have a tiny, tiny seam there of those border stitches, and then this nice border goes all the way across. So that's it. Keep knitting, and remember, if you haven't gotten to this point yet, as soon as you do, vroom, it's going to go way faster.